enthusiasm. You just made my whole week. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being here. Rebecca, thank you for starting us off. So appreciate all you're doing. It is so great to be here with Tina, who's doing an amazing job around our state, making sure we have great candidates, making sure people are voting, and working hard every day for all of us. Give her a huge round of applause. To be here with Emily. Emily is just such a great voice for women and for healthcare for all of us. You are going to win by way more than 51 votes if we all vote. So good to be here with you. And Addison and Matt are working their hearts out. They're going to win if we work with them, and we are working with you every day. We need your voices in the State House, so great to be here with all of you. I'm Patty Murray, and I'm running for re-election because we need a voice in the United States Senate that's going to stand up for our values and our principles and fight hard for you every day. That's right. You know, it has been a tough, challenging couple of years. We all know that. We all feel it. But I want to remind all of you that 18 months ago, when we took the majority, 50-50, thanks to all of you who helped us win in Georgia, we went to work and started to turn this country around by passing the American Rescue Plan, making sure that we got vaccines into arms, money for our schools so they had ventilation and masks and tests so we could get all of our kids back in school. I spent months listening to Republicans saying, open our schools, don't give them a dime, just to open them. Yeah. We got the money so our schools could get open and our kids could be safe and be back and learning. Helping our small businesses get back on their feet, helping our local communities and our tribes so they could get through this challenging pandemic. And here we are today in a crowd because we got the money to help us all get back on our feet. So give Democrats in Congress a round of applause because not one Republican voted for any of that. And we didn't stop there. We passed our transportation infrastructure bill. Now, I was in the leadership in the Senate during the Trump administration. I got invited over to the White House more times than I can count for Trump to do his infrastructure week. And we went over to the White House and we waited, and he came in to talk to the leadership, and he would start railing on Nancy Pelosi, not one word about infrastructure, just complaining, and we got nothing done. Well, Democrats took the majority, the House majority, and the White House. We passed a bipartisan infrastructure law that's much more than a week. It's a decade of investment in our roads, our bridges, our highways, our infrastructure. That's what we do when we go to work. So we have accomplished a lot. I could tell you more, but I will also tell you we still have challenges in front of us. We all know what they are. The Republicans are good at whining about it. Gas prices, inflation. We are bringing forth solutions so that we can get our country back on track. We want to lower costs for families, whether it's our health care, prescription drugs, child care, those things that cost too much today. We want to fight to make sure that we put in place policies that lower those costs for all of you as we get through these challenging times. Fixing our infrastructure as part of the infrastructure bill, but also our transportation system, getting people back to work, making sure our supply chains work again. This doesn't happen by whining about it. It happens by going to work and finding solutions. That's what Democrats are doing, and Republicans are saying no. I know what our country needs. It needs people who are willing in these tough, challenging times to find solutions and to work hard to get them in place. That's what I'm doing. That's what Democrats are doing. And we need your help in this election so we can go back and help to work to get our country back on track. That's what's important in this election. Now, I could have said all of that, and I'd put you on your way to go knock on those doors and make those phone calls, but the Supreme Court made it very clear that this is not a normal election. Everything I care about, everything I have fought for, the values What we all believe in is the right of an individual to make their own healthcare choices has been taken away by a Supreme Court. We have to elect people who will make sure that the Supreme Court's not going to protect us. Our country has to. And I'm going to work every day till we get passed in the United States Senate and Congress, put Roe back in place so women make their own healthcare choices with their own family, their own doctor, their own faith, not dictated by politics and politicians. Are you with me? Mitch McConnell has made it clear that if they get the majority, he will put in place a federal ban on abortion. That to me is appalling and the wrong way. I'm tired of Republicans who, make good statements, but they rip away our rights, whether it's a woman's right to choose or our ability to vote, our voting rights, or our basic democracy that we have to make sure we preserve in this country. I was there on January 6th. I saw up close and personal what these MAGA Republicans were doing. I go to work every day and I use my voice, I use my vote to make sure that we fight for the policies I care about and vote for all of you. Not using brute force. That's not what a democracy is based on. They are trying to rip that away, and we, the Democrats, are going to stand up for a strong democracy for our future. So everything I care about is at stake in this election. We are working our hearts out. I want to thank every one of you who's knocking on doors and making phone calls and bugging your neighbors and telling them, vote in this election. And Tina's right. This primary is critical because it will send a message that we all are awake. We are not sitting at home saying we don't care or it's too much or anything else. We are voting, and we're voting for our democracy and our country. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being at my back, but most importantly, thank you for being at my country's back. Let's go do it. Thank you.
Give it up for Senator Patty Murray.